Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Women in Security Navigate Her Coffee Chat series. I'm Beth Anderson, and alongside me is my co-chair, Emma Barkley. We're thrilled you've joined us today for a relaxed, candid conversation about building successful careers in security. Our goal is to connect you with inspiring stories, practical insights, and real-world advice from leading women in the field. So grab your coffee, get comfortable, and let's dive in. All right. I'm so excited to get to have this conversation today with you, Emma. We have some great questions that I think will be fabulous for folks to better understand your role in the security industry. So let's get into it. So how did you get into the security industry and what led to your current position?
So it's actually a very funny story of how I got into the industry, and it takes place with a vacation and you never know who you're going to meet in a women's restroom. So I actually gave a person my resume on vacation and ended up working for HID at the time. So I had an IT background. I was looking to move out of really that more inside sales or cold calling type perspective and move into outside sales. And also move out of the Atlanta area. I have more options of where I could move to. And so it just seamlessly worked out. So I worked at HID for a few years before then coming to work for Tyco at the time, Tyco Security Products, which is now Johnson Controls Security Products with the manufacturer brand. So I sold into Johnson Controls Security Products. And that's how I got to know the sales team over there. And then it was kind of a seamless transition to move over and start working with them. And I've been working on the strategic sales team for the last 10 years that I've been at the company. And I started leading our team back in April.
What was your experience transitioning to selling to that company to now working for them?
It was a very easy transition. I had a great opportunity to get to know all the various sales reps and also start to learn the product portfolio. And so working with the team, it felt very welcoming. It was, again, easy transition from an education standpoint. And I knew that it was a place that I wanted to be at because most of the folks there had 10 plus years, and I was looking for a place to kind of go to and really grow within that role. And I'm happy to say I'm almost at 12 years coming up in March. And so it really has been that place to grow with.
That's outstanding. And you also mentioned that you were a member of the team and now you're leading the team. Can you talk to us a little bit more about what that process was like in the transition to being the leader of the team?
Yeah, so I've been on the strategic sales team, which we support consultants, architects, and engineers with our whole product portfolio for 10 years. And in that time period, we've had various transitions. People have come and gone. I've helped train, new individuals that have come on board, and also really worked within that team mindset, right? Because you never know where a project's at. You kind of have to work cohesively together as opposed to kind of, this is my sales territory and this is my thing that I own. So it was very easy to transition because as a leader, you know that you're not, necessarily over the team. You're really just another team player that's guiding them. And so having those years of experience and having that ability or that time period where I've helped train and other things to that sort, it was that easy transition that helped lead it into that leadership role.
So did you think that transition, did you expect that transition to feel so smooth? And how did the peers handle that transition?
Yeah, so right after it was announced that I was going to move from being a member of the team to leading the team, my manager actually sat down with me and a peer who is on the team as well, and who has been also a great friend, and said it does become a little different when it becomes, peer to peer as to manager and peer, but I think it has transitioned very well. Again, I don't see myself as necessarily the leader. I see myself as understanding the environment that we work in and trying to help guide the team and get us to that successful piece. And so that really helped me and that individual kind of navigate that transition and also kind of keeping open communication. So it really helps in where they understand where my mindset is coming from and not just that I'm coming at it from a perspective of, I think that I know best.
Yeah, no, that's outstanding. Well, let's talk a little bit about how you got involved into the security industry's Women in Security Forum.
So another funny story. So I was at Consult in Nashville, so a while ago, and I met Maureen Carlo in a women's restroom, and we just started talking about Women in Security Forum. And so I told her I was wanting to get involved. She kind of kept in touch, throughout the year. We would see each other at events and other things. And what really got me involved was I have no problems with public speaking. And so I felt like it was one of my strong suits. And I went ahead and I submitted to speak at NavigateHER. And so I was one of the sessions the day before the conference, or earlier before the conference kicked off. And I led a Security Women Actively Supporting Women. So it was more of a workshop of how we can better support each other, how we can better get involved. And that's really what propelled me into getting involved with Women in Security Forum.
Yeah, that's so fun. So you're my co-chair of NavigateHER. What's the goal of the work that you bring to NavigateHER? Yeah,
so I think in our previous interview that I interviewed you talked about making it really accessible to women. And so I think we're doing a lot of that with the event scholarships. So there's a lot of companies that have tight budgets and it's a big show. And so allowing individuals that don't necessarily make the list to come out and kind of get education on the industry as a whole, I think is great. I also love fostering a place that feels like a community and then also providing education. So I think it's a great subcommittee within Women in Security Forum that really creates that environment, helps with that education purpose, and then also creates that accessibility.
Yeah, love that. So why do you think this industry is primed for women?
So I think women really lead their lives with two things in mind, and it's really purpose and value, and what a better industry to have purpose in. I mean, we don't realize that everything that we're doing on a day-to-day basis is really helping protect people and assets and critical infrastructure and really keeping communities safe. So whether it's an access control reader on a door that prevents a bad actor from getting through, a ballard on a road that prevents a vehicle from, injuring individuals, or even a security camera that just gives that first line visibility to an individual, so that when that first responder goes in, they know the situation that they're walking into. So I think this industry is prime. It pulls on our heartstrings. We're very much have that emotional intelligence, and we can kind of read people. So there's a lot of great qualities that we bring forth that provide a lot of value in this industry.
Absolutely. Let's pivot maybe just a little bit. What is one emerging security trend you're seeing right now?
So I think one emerging trend that I really see that is taking place finally is that we're really meeting IT where IT is at today. So for the longest time, like I said, I came from the IT industry into security. And so it was kind of playing catch up. It's been playing catch up for numerous years. And sometimes I feel like emerging technology that we talked about 5 years ago is just kind of coming to the forefront. But when you look at architecture, when you look at AI, you look at all the different infrastructures that IT has already been utilizing, we're really starting to meet them where they're at instead of playing that 6 year catch up type period.
And then maybe one last question. What do you believe is the best leadership skill?
Yeah, so I think best leadership skill is leading with empathy, but also knowing that you can be decisive. So it's okay to have that emotional connection to the individuals that you're either mentoring or leading, but it's also okay to make decisions and clear-cut decisions. So those two things can coexist. And when you can kind of master that or really come to that realization, I think that's where true leadership happens.
Yeah, that's amazing. Really good insights. Thank you, Emma. I'm so happy to have had this conversation with you. Stay tuned for more.
Thank you all for joining us today. I'm Emma Barkley, and this has been a Navigate Her Coffee Chat with my co-chair, Beth Anderson. We hope you found today's conversation inspiring and useful as you navigate your own path in security. Don't forget to subscribe or follow us for upcoming sessions, and feel free to reach out with feedback or topics you'd like to explore next. Until next time, keep learning, keep connecting, and keep leading.